Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Hasan Zeki Alp's YouTube channel. In the channel, I'm lecturing you modern computer programming languages such as Python, Java, JavaScript, Kotlin, Ruby, like this. And this morning, today, I will go on with our Java lessons, lesson 2. And I want to say one thing. For presenting you, I'm using JetBrains Intellij IDE development environment, and let's go on our lessons right away. Okay, in lesson 2, I will present you 12 snippets, and the first one will be like this. And here I go on Java conditional statements, if condition, and this block, like this block. And I here define an x variable x, so as we initialize as 10. And I here within this comparison block, I compare x with 20, and if x less than 20, so that means as a result of this true conclusion, true result, this method will be printed out, will be performed. And after that, I define this time another variable, so as to be a string, and the value of this string will be assigned as Hasan Zeki Alp. The difference from the previous one, I here both I initialize and define with its type in a single line, okay, and here I define in two lines. First I define a string variable, and after that I assign that variable Hasan Zeki Alp value. And here, if name is not equal to, does not equal to Hasan Zeki Alp, then this branch will be performed. However, this is true, so the other part will be performed, and Boolean P will be assigned as true here. And this time I make another comparison here, logical comparison. If P equals to true, then you print this one. And shortly, when I review the case, actually our condition is met here, so this is going to be printed out. X is less than 20, and this is not going to be printed because condition is not met, is not correct, and this will be printed out. Okay, you got it, you can go next. Okay, when we run this snippet, we'll see the result. In fact, okay, x is less than 20, and okay, you got it, you can go to next step. Something's wrong here. Okay, anyway, and let's go with our next code snippet. I here give an example for if else structure. My variable h equals to 5, so it is initialized as 5, and I make a comparison here. With A18, if h less than A18, so this branch will be performed, and else you are adult, welcome. Actually, the value of h is 25, so this branch will not be performed, so the next line, the next method will be recalled. When we run this, you are adult, welcome, is printed out as it is expected. And how about the next code snippet? I here want to make our code snippet interactive. So as you remember, I have to use a user input as a value for each variable. So I have to import Java util scanner module, this one, okay. And as you remember, how can I use this scanner method? Scanner h, this is the name of the variable, and the new, this is the keyword, scanner once again, system in. So by means of this line, any data will be accepted from the user. So before accepting that one, I have to write a message just warns the user as well as to enter h value, h data, and after that I assign my age so as to be h dot next integer. Next integer, as you remember, is the format to accept an integer value from the user. And here this one, I repeat the same comparison. The other all the other part is the same. And once again, when I run this one, please enter your age. I just enter, for example, 15 years old. You are too young. The response is printed out. I run it once again. I say this time 59. Okay, you are adult, welcome. Message is printed out on the screen. That's to say the first part is not performed. The second part performed, because the result of this comparison is logically false. And how about this one? I here intended to give an example for nested if structure. Just you can see here. If and if. Okay, I define two variables so as to be age and fee. Age is initialized as 18 and fee is 50 bucks. And if age greater or equal to 18, so it goes the next if structure. In fact, if fee is greater or equal to 50 bucks, so recall this line. And as long as both conditions are true, this is gonna be printed out welcome. Okay, let's make it run and see. Okay, welcome is printed out as expected. How about make it on a single line? As you remember, this time we use two different lines. However, it's possible to combine it as a single line like this. If age greater or equal to 18, and this is and comparison, logical and comparison, double ampersand, and fee equals or greater than 50 bucks, then do this. And in fact, the other parts of the code snippets are the same. So it's gonna give a welcome message once again. Okay, how about the next code snippet? Okay, now I try to make my code interactive, in fact, so as to accept data from the user. So I have to import this module, Java util scanners, and I'm gonna give an example for conditional expression, if, else, if, else. And here the remaining part are the same. Scanner my h2. This time I define another h variable, and the other parts are the same. New scanner system in, and here I assign this value to my new h variable. new age will be assigned as my age2 dot next integer. When you see this, you have to consider that an integer value is expected from the user. Okay, and here I define a comparison here. My age, my underscore age is less than or equal to 0. Print error, because in fact never any age becomes less than 0. It's nonsense in fact, so it's gonna give an error message. If else if within the block of else if comparison, new age less than or equal to 16, so it's gonna give this message. Okay, else if, that means it might greater than 16, for example 17 or 18, and less than 100 of course, so it's gonna give a result welcome. Otherwise that means new age is greater than 100, for example 101. So it's gonna make an amazing message here, really will be printed out on the screen. And let's go with another one. Okay, I here define three integer values, so as to be 11, 12 and 50, and here I define a comparison here, a logical comparison in fact. However, the parts are parts will give a true or false expression. Let's think this one. If a greater than 100, okay, no, it's not correct. In fact, a is not greater than 100, it is less than 100, so this part will give a false expression, false result. However, how about the next one? B greater than 3. When we compare the initialized value of b, okay, this part is true, so false or true will result true logical result, so this part will be performed. The answer is A. The value of A will be used here, 11. The answer is 11. And however here the answer is 50 will not be printed out, because the result of this comparison will give a positive result. As it is expected, 11. How about 19? I here this time I change the type of our variables so as to be A, B, C, and boolean A will be assigned as true, boolean B will be assigned as false, and C also assigned as false. I here define a combined comparison here once again, as you see. A equals to 0 or B equals to false. Let me look once again. A equals to true. Okay, this part is true. B equals to false. Okay, this is also true. True or true will give a result of true in fact. So this part, the first part, will be printed out. And this time the value of A will be printed out instead of 11. In this case it's going to be printed out true. And let's make it run and see the result. The answer is true. The answer is true. Will be printed out on the screen. How about next 20? Okay, I here give an example of switch expression, switch and condition, and after that case and default. The structure construction is like this, and I defined three variables in a single line so as to remind you this possibility. Int A equals to 11, and int B 12, and int C 40, and I place my switch statement here, switch A, and curly bracket, case 40, that means in case it is 40, and do this, in case it's different from 40, do this, and after doing this method you have to place a break keyword so as to stop the current program snippet, and after that you have to use another method, but in this case this part will not be performed, will not be referred any time. And here 21st I go on with switch expression, switch and case default 1. I once again define 3 variables so as to be 11, 12 and 40. In this case I make a comparison with 40 in fact. Okay, C is equals to 40, and this part will not be printed out. However, this part will be printed out because C only meets condition whenever it is 40. It equals to 40. So C, the value of C will be printed out as a result. And 40 as it is expected. And time I go on with next file, while loop. I give an example of loop example here. I define an integer here, x integer, so x will be decreased 1 by 1 here, and I make a comparison here so as to repeat this while loop. If it is greater than 0, do this, and after that decrease the value 1 by 1. And here let me run this code snippet and see the result to show you. At first it's gonna start with value 3, and value 3 will be printed out like this, and it's gonna be decreased by 1, and it's gonna performed by 2 and by 1 also. However, whenever it becomes 0, that means the condition will not be met, so this method, print line method, will not be performed, so it's gonna stop. Okay, this is another example. I go on with a loops example here, and I define 2 variables, x and y, and this time I make a comparison of x by y. As long as x less than y, so do this, and after each step increase the value of x by 1. So just we can say that it's gonna be repeated for x 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And for 5 it's not going to be print out, so it's going to be print out 5 hello starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 5 hellos will be printed out on the screen. Let me run this one. One, two, three, four. One more hello. Okay, here. And how about the next lesson for this session? And we go on with loops. I define a for loop here, and this is the initialization value, this is the limit, this is the upper value, and this is the increment value. In fact, they are separated by semicolon, and for each time that meets this condition, this print line method will be recalled so as to be printed the value of x, and just we can say that it's going to be printed 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 will be included because in comparison less than or equal to 5, so 5 will be included. And here 1, 2, 3 or 4 and 5 will be printed out. Okay, this was the end of Java lesson to you guys. I hope you find it easy and useful, and I know the very first lessons seems as if repetitive, as if they're similar to other ones. However, I have to repeat all these bits and pieces, and you have to see the usage of syntax, and after that you will have much more experience with Java language. Thank you very much for your time, for your saving time for me. Please enjoy the remaining part of this day. Thank you very much, and keep in peace. Bye bye.